Hi, my hope is that tomorrow will be fine. But if it does not go well, I shall still hope to be fine day after. No matter what the day brings, and no matter how hard life hits you, if you can breathe, smile, and keep moving on, it means hope is alive. There are times in life when you are distressed, when days just let you go and could not help, but you do not give up and make additional efforts to achieve your goal and do what you can with what you have, where you are. You just have to trust yourself that you can do it, you can get it. Hello, everyone. I am Bharti Raina presenting this show about the tribulation we deal with once we are on the path of success. Something goes right with us to take a right decision in life. Most people miss great opportunities because of their misperception of time. I would say, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Today, we are fortunate to have Miss Rashmi Kohli with us, who has played with her idea of creations to drive her own fashion sense in this competitive world. Her work focuses on using simple material for elegant creation. She is an independent fashion design consultant, an educator, trend forecaster. She worked as a dean with Satyam Fashion Institute, Institute of Management Studies. She worked with National Institute of Fashion Technology. Let's welcome Rashmi Kohli. Hi, Rashmi.
Hi, Bharti.
How are
It's really
you?
nice to. I'm
So good.
good. It's nice to hear you.
So
It's
good
nice
to
to hear
see you
you.
after so long. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Doing good as usual.
Wow. Wow.
Keeping myself busy ever.
Wow.
So
That's
that's nice. And I would like to really thank you, Bharti, for doing this because in this whole process of kind of thinking about myself, I realized that there is so much to see back. What I have done and what it is. It's really nice. Thank you so much
rather, I
for
should
bringing
say
me here.
thank you to you for coming here and joining me. Thank you very much for
No, it's
taking
my
time for
pleasure.
me.
Pleasure.
Thank you very
That's
much,
my
Rashmi.
pleasure.
Rashmi, as you know,
That's a
in this show,
pleasure.
we will speak about your professional and personal expeditions and what were the right choices you opted. So, I really want to know what went right for you. Why have you chosen this career and what went exactly right for you?
Okay. It's a long story, cut short, but I think uh, whatever I am now is definitely a reflection what I used to do it when I was in school
Uh-huh.
and then further down in college, and it just went on and on and on. But definitely when I look back, I wouldn't say, okay, well, like everybody tries to say that, oh, from childhood I wanted to be like this. No, never. I was just very much interested in embroidery and painting and things, leaving aside that I would take up this career. But yes, as a child, say when I was in school, after every sixth standard, in during my vacations, I would do x number of courses, be it is doll making, paper sculpture, or flower making, anything and everything, because I just enjoyed, and I learned so much. And my the best part, what I felt was within me, was that learning from one part of probably a skill, it was very nice to use it for others. So I kind of started gaining lot of knowledge in that. And then, oh, I still remember in seventh, my mother had asked some stitching teacher to come and teach us stitching, and I hated it. I hated that. But by the time we finished, I had done 2 or 3 dresses for my sister, and that was amazing. I mean, I won't say that that was it that I wanted to, but I think anything and everything just went on and went on and on, and then it was studies, and then Of course, I was the state basketball player, Delhi.
Wow.
So that took a lot of time, but I still embroidered.
One
But
more,
the
one more
embroidery
quality
was,
about you. One more quality about you. I got to know today. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, because that's a long time. But
Not
yes, I was a state this thing, and I was awarded say the best shooter in the this thing, and that was good, nice,
that
and
sounds great. Wow.
that
I
was
never
of
knew
course the
it.
best.
Wow.
That was the best time when it was the 11th standard and we had our boards. And I think one quality now I look back and I say that yes, I was a very, very hardworking person. I wouldn't leave anything half done, and I would finish and like, even for exams, I would revise it I would make notes and then I would revise it and then re-revise it. I don't know why, but I did that. And at that point of time, I'm talking about 1975, scoring first division and distinction in maths was a big thing. It was a big thing for us. And then went to college because I wanted to be in what? Sports. Like, of course, being a state player, you wanted to play more, but something happened and the best part was that I joined task course thinking, oh, forget it. Who's going to study honors and all?
Yeah.
But you won't believe it. The head of the department from psychology department came and said, come on, what are you doing in task course? You have to go and do psychology because of my maths. And did psychology, and it was wonderful doing psychology. It was wonderful knowing people. And I think that was within me because as a child, being a very introvert girl, I used to think a lot. And I think after that, I always wanted to do interiors because that was my passion, because of doing wall panels and
Hi, Rashmi. I'm saying you're always associated with creativity. That
yeah,
association was
I
always
just
there. Yeah.
yeah, I missed
Association
out.
was
I couldn't
always
hear
there.
you. Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
And but of course, my family, my father, businessman. My sisters got married when they were in college. So it was me they were looking at, that I have to get married, so get into 1-year course. I wanted to do MA, but he didn't sign my form saying, well, you're half mad. You're already half mad, so forget it.
Okay.
And the big thing, then I said, okay, interiors were 3 years, couldn't join. So the best option was to join fashion design, which was 2 years. And I told my father, okay, let me do it. Whenever I get married, I get married. It's not written that I'll get married today.
So yours was a love marriage or arranged marriage?
No, total arranged marriage. Total
Oh.
arranged marriage. We don't, though I admired a person, but anyway, it was a totally arranged
Did you
marriage.
find
And
the same? Did you find the man which you were looking for your as your dream person? So did you find him?
Bharti, that's a long, long story. I'm telling you, that's another part of story. I mean, everything has a story, which is like
I know.
fabulous, yeah.
Every episode of our life
But I'm
teaches
happy.
us something. Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. Anil is there in my life because I think that's the kind of husband I was looking at. Very supportive, and I could kind of say that yeah, women are the best. So he was very proud of me. That's the best part about it. He was very proud of me and my achievements. So it counts for it.
I really congratulate you for having such a wonderful husband in your life. I really
Yes,
congratulate you for this.
I really thank God for it. Definitely, I thank God for it. And then, of course, it just went on and on and on. And then, after college, the first, we were the best, I was the best student. So picked up as a faculty, started teaching, doing a lot of projects. And it just went on. But I never felt that I should be looking at something else because this fulfilled my, I think, the internal whatever you can say कि बस वो पूरा कर देता था मुझे जब मैं कुछ ऐसा करती थी the satisfaction was to the ultimate. And the best part about creativity, sorry Bharti, I would forget what I'm saying. The best part about creativity is that it is very challenging. So that challenging thing was really exciting for me. It was really exciting for me because I remember I did a project. We had a project about kids wear, and I had to put up some nice fancy buttons. And I'm really talking about 1980s. We never had these buttons or anything, and I had to do it. So everywhere I looked, and finally, these erasers were coming from Thailand, in fancy kind of things. And I said, oh, this is it. So I used them as buttons. So this was a challenging thing, which I loved. So I think I never looked back, and I kept moving there, because creativity I could find in a lot of things. So it's like I never look back, and I never feel that I had to choose another career of mine.
Rashmi, if I ask you to define yourself in one word or in words, how are you going to define yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you really have to think.
Being a creative person, if you really want to define yourself, how are you going to define?
See, if now I have to define myself, I would say definitely an outstanding achiever. Wow. Because I never gave up on if I'm not able to do something. And the best part about, I would like to describe this is because there was no godfather for me. There was nobody, but I just fought it. And I think with all what passion and passionately I used to do, and I think I just did it. I had that thing that I have to do it. Whatever, by hook or by crook, I have to achieve what I'm looking at, or what is in my mind that I want as a result. I have to do it. And here, definitely, I would like to kind of thank my team also, because they could understand me. And we all were very challenging. So we all did that. So I feel whatever I have achieved, because I've achieved in, say, fashion, clothing, interiors, products, now jewelry. And one thing, of course, as in school or college, I used to do all the beauty for my sisters. So that's another thing. When I look back, for all their weddings, I had to do their makeup. So so everything is like challenging, and I just love it when I think.
So you can say you are all-rounder.
Oh, that was another thing what I was saying. Yeah. About to say, yes, I was an all-rounder in this field. Yes, yeah. In this field. And I would say all-rounder also because I learned a lot of things related to this. I learned carpentry, I learned electrical, I learned painting, and I've become an artisan myself, which is best I love. Because I love doing things with my own hands. So that's what it is. And anyway, I would, if you say for my outstanding achiever, I would like to thank, of course, my family.
Family is always there. Family always there. Yeah. No matter what, family is always there.
Oh yes. And there are 3 levels of my family. It's really nice. I feel great because. I know I was sitting somewhere and somebody came and just read my face and said, "You're very lucky." And I'm thinking, I was just thinking, and I said, "Lucky? Oh God, I wanted to be a designer. I'm not. I wanted to be this. Oh, how is he saying lucky?" Then I sat back and I thought, yes, I am lucky. To have such a supportive husband. You always say behind a man there is a woman. I would say the other way around. Behind me, Anil was always there. I mean, he would never say, especially I remember at NIFT when we were doing these forecasting, preparation to go to Ludhiana. He would sit out in the car till 3 o'clock and wait for me to come down and bring me home. So that kind of a thing. And my son is a great pusher. He always pushes me. And pushing, I said. And he's very, he loves doing very athletic and very challenging things. So he pushed me to do skydiving. Oh. I did that in this January, which was like, oh God, it was wonderful. I mean, he said, Mom, you want to do it. I know you want to do it, but you're scared. I said, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm scared. So he says, okay, let's do it. So we did it. It was wonderful.
Rashmi can do anything. You should say Rashmi can do anything.
I honestly, Bharti, after doing that, I did tell myself that, well, now anything. Okay, now anything.
You're inspiring me, Rashmi. You're inspiring me. Trust me, you're inspiring me.
Good. Do. I mean, it's fun doing all this. And,
your family really played an important role in your life for your success.
Yeah. My daughter, I have a different equation with her. Wow. I mean, we just party and freak out and all that dancing, which I love. I mean, my second passion is dancing all through. I mean, any music and it will just go. We can dance all night. I can dance all night. And with my husband to have a cup of tea at 4 o'clock in the morning and talk. So all compartments are kind of full. I thank God. I really thank God for it. I really thank God.
Rashmi, I always wanted to ask you one thing. I always see you very energetic, very passionate. So what do you think about your passion or your energy? I feel like I really need to learn so many things from you. Whenever I see you, you're so energetic, so passionate. Where do you get this passion and where do you get this energy?
I think, throughout my life, I never thought that 24 hours are enough because there was so much to do. And I wanted to do, in this whole thing, I wanted to do a lot of things. Yeah, initially it was my, I think, priorities to do it because of my whatever reasons, family and whatever. So I had to do so many things. But I realized one thing, that when I'm doing 2 or 3 things together, I'm at the best. When I'm doing only one thing, I can't think. So I need to have so many things to do it at one time. And I just enjoy, because I enjoy, I think my fulfillment is when I'm doing a lot of things. So that gives me energy to do things. And like I'll tell you now, the energy to do doodling is because I want to go and teach my granddaughter how to doodle. So the whole energy is in that, to learn the best. And you won't believe it, the other day I was talking to her and she says, Da, that's what she calls me. So cute. And she says, Da, can you draw Kyra? And, online, I mean, we were talking so far, and she says, Da, can you draw? And here I was drawing her. And then she says, Da, draw Da, and then draw Amma, and then draw Papa. And she
Where she lives?
She's in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta. So, that's, and I say that's this, I forgot to mention 2 more people in my life. One is my second daughter, which is, of course, my daughter-in-law, but I never thought she's my daughter-in-law. But she's very encouraging, and she always says, Mom, you have to do this. Mom, you have to do it. Yes, you have to do it. You are good at it. So that is one. And Kyra is, of course, smile of my life, because when I do this and she'll say, wow, that is so beautiful, So that keeps me going, I think. That keeps me going. And I still feel, I don't feel that whatever my age is, because age is not what comes with, growing up. It just comes when you stop thinking that you can't do it.
Since you love your work, so passion comes from there, right? What I could understand, you love your work, you adore your work.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that affection comes from
I
there.
think, yeah, it does. And, you know, I look at anything and it kind of, my DNA starts working that what other than this you can do, you know, how can you reuse it? How can you use it in a different manner? I think that's the secretion in the mind which keeps coming, because I think a lot, always thinking whenever I'm sitting out or whatever. I mean, this pencil, which is still in my hand, is always in my hand, scribbling and doodling. So it is there. And children never says, well, it's enough, mom. I think the phases also come, say about 4 years back, when I kind of left my last job as a dean. I did feel for a little while that, oh, it's over now, what to do, it's enough. And then I told myself, no, come on, you still have so much in yourself, so why not do it? So that keeps me moving. I think that's keep me moving and pushing. And my children keeps me moving.
So yeah,
I hope you are
Rashmi,
getting the answer what you want.
actually, you know, I want to know you more and more because such an energy. I'm talking to such an energetic person. So yeah. So now, my next question is, what is your biggest achievement so far?
I think the if I look at it, I think the achievement is that somebody like you are talking to me, because how would you know me if I hadn't reached somewhere where I had. But I think I can I can list out few of my most passionate achievements in my life. One was Knit India, which was 1993. That was 100 years of knitting industry. And my father being the only living patron of knitting industry. So, and I was also into uh, design and all. So I was asked to do these 13 collections knitwear. Very, very challenging, because at that point of time, India was just getting ready to receive t-shirts, you know. Before that, it was only underwear and underwear and vest for men. So it was very challenging to do a fashion, products or garments for the show. So I think, but it was, as I'm telling you, challenge always kind of creates that energy in me. So, because then I have to look for the solutions, because problem solving is what I love. So we looked for, I had a collection, I still remember, where I had to put these fluorescent blouses, knitwear blouses. I wanted to introduce that in 1993. And there was no fluorescent color. There was no lycra. There was nothing. There was one company who was trying to knit one lycra fabric. So I went and I said, we want to experiment and all. So we kind of did the screen printing on the fabric and created these lycra blouses with black and white saris. And I mean, the great thing was that Sushmita Singh loved my blouse.
How did you get this idea? How did you get this idea?
I think I think a lot, Bharti. I think a lot. I really think a lot. And I mean, and the first thought, I never work on that. So I have to think. And whatever is available, I would never get into that. So I think the very nature of mine, that I don't compromise with whatever is available. So that's the challenge with me, that it has to be different. And I mean, till now I can say it is because of my clients also, because every time they will come and say, Rashmi, now something new. This is old, you have already done it. And thankfully, it was not even in the market. So they used to love it, that they are the first one to wear what they are wearing. So that also, you know, I think everything and anything was a
So
challenge.
every time you come up with a new idea. Every time,
I
huh?
tried to.
Oh.
I'll tell you about the sports day, my son's sports day. So we used to go to his school for his sports day. And every time, you know, they used to wear their grey dresses for sportswear. And I used to tell him, क्या boring काम करते हैं ना, मतलब कोई color नहीं है क्या इनके पास? हर time यही ले आते हैं. Can't they think? And one day when he was in 7th standard, he comes and say, Mom, you have to do my sports day. I said, what? He said, no, my teacher said, whose mother would love to help us in sports day? And I picked up my hand. I said, why did you do that? He said, because Mom, I know you would love it. I said, nahi Samay, kya karte ho beta?
As you just said, कि समय से ज़्यादा better आपको कोई नहीं जानता है. So even at that age, he knew you. He knew what my mother can do. So that's why he opted your name.
I know. I said, Samay, I can't do everything. He says, no, आपको क्या पता आपकी क्या इज्जत है वहाँ पे और all that. And I just got into it. And you won't believe, I was mad. I think it's a full story by itself. If I start telling you, I mean, the whole chat will be over.
Rashmi, you should start writing book. Rashmi, you should start writing book about your life. There are so many episodes, there are so many incidents, and all belongs to creativity. So we really look forward to read a book written by Rashmi Kohli.
I'll try doing that. But the sports day was one of its, Bharti. There were about, say, from 6th standard to 10th standard classes who had to be in the sports day. And every class had 5 sections, you know. And my great idea for March Past was to give rainbow colors to every class. So it had to begun from yellow, red, orange, all that. And every section to have gradation of that color. So, matlab, and I tell you, we did it. It looked very well. Yeah. And then the shoelaces also, and the socks were knitted according to that color. And this was only the March Past.
You have done everything. How did you manage everything?
Oh, don't ask me. Thanks to my team and thanks to Anil. Thanks to my team and every class had to change for their drill. Yeah. You know, and I remember Samay's class had a drill for this lotus flower, you know. In the end, the drill had to finish when the leaves were on the floor and flowers were a blossom, you know. So I went and told father, I said, well, this is how I want to do it. And then later on, I realized, God, this is too much work. And I went and told him, Father, I can't do it. He says, sorry, ma'am. Now that you have said it, it's so exciting, you have to do it. So all that challenging, and remember, all this within 25 days, not more than that. Not more than that. But I think we just did it. And while, yes. Workers were working day and night, and then we were working day and night. And when we finished, it was such a nice feeling, of course. It's a very, very nice feeling. You know, the most challenging in this was that every child had to wear something. So I couldn't have said no to it, you know, by the end of the day. And while coming back, when everything finished, coming back, Anil and me, both in different cars, we slept on the red light. And somebody had to say, ma'am, hello. But it was very
sounds very exciting, yes.
Oh, it was. But when I talk about it, I mean, now I tell my friends and sisters and my children, stop me when I'm designing. Stop me.
Now you should be ready for your granddaughter as well. Now she is going to demand something new.
I am ready. I used to do that with my niece and nephews a lot. They would always come and say, Bhua, let's do something. So I'm quite ready for it. My daughter also used to do that. So that's fun. I think life is fun. Life is beautiful. I know. I can go on and on, Bharti. I think let's talk about something else now. I can go on.
Rashmi, I really want to ask, failure is always a lesson. There must be a situation uh, when you must be felt unsuccessfulness. How did you handle it? How did you handle failures in
So
your life?
I'll tell you my unsuccessfulness was when I started. I thought I retail
Mm-hmm.
and make product and give it to people. Looking for at that time I think there were not too many designers, but unfortunately I could not launch myself because XYZ reasons. I don't feel bad now, but that time, yes, definitely you felt because you wanted to kind of do something. So I would prepare a range and give it to people, and then second day or third day they'll say, "Ma'am, please, I don't think we would like to keep this. You can take back all that your this thing," and I'll say, "It's fine." And after a week, you would see all those designs in their showroom, and some client of mine would come and say, "Well, this is there." So I said, "Okay." Okay, I can only tell myself that I can take my few designs, but not my brain. But it was disheartening how to kind of do it because, in the beginning, you don't have clients and you have to keep up I mean, I think that was throughout my life that, you have to pay to your workers, you have to run your house, you have to do a lot of things which is so many times you feel that leave this and get into the teaching because I love teaching, and I was teaching and doing my studio at the same time. Sorry. But a business, of course, I never wanted to get into it because marketing is not my forte at all. I can't market myself. I can do things, but I can never market it to other people. But because I'm of a great believer, if people like it, they'll come back to me.
They will come back.
But
True, very true.
sorry.
I hope
And
you're
my
okay.
mother always used to say that if somebody else praises you, that's your praise, not when you start praising yourself. So I think it was stuck in me. I could never ever talk about myself. So these were the time when I think it was very, very, kind of when I thought that should I or should I leave it? But then I thought, no, I have to be consistent. When I know I can do it and this is what I love doing it, so I have to. So I kind of looked into more, maybe doing more projects, started teaching full time, all those things I did along with my studio and kind of pushed it through. And
How did you manage your personal life simultaneously? Since you were a working woman and being a mother of two kids, how did you manage things
yeah,
simultaneously?
you know, say in 80s when I was doing all this, of course I had a lot of opportunities to move out of the house. I remember an export house offering me a job at that time for 1 lakh rupees. But the condition was that you have to be there from 8 to 8, no holidays. You would only be given a PTA to attend. And I didn't want it to do that because I didn't want it to move away from my children. I said, ठीक है, थोड़ा खा लेंगे, but ये तो नहीं मैं करूँगी, because I don't want to have my nightmares at night that I've left them. So I never moved my studio away from my home. My studio was there. Whenever the kids needed me, I was there. I remember Soumya coming from school and I was into my designing and she would come and say, Mom, keep everything away. Keep everything away. And she would jump in my godi and sit down. So those were the moments I didn't want it to miss out. Though I had many opportunities outside, but it's okay. I was okay with the little. And another thing, of course, I was a very shy person to go, as I told you. I wasn't a very
You told me, very
outgoing
introvert.
person.
Yeah, very introvert.
Yeah, very introvert, and I wasn't. But of course, I learned that also from Anil, that maximum what will happen, they'll say no. If you take a collection, they will not like it. It's all right. Maximum, what can they do? They'll say, okay, we don't like it. And then there are I think one very disheartening or whatever was when I gave my garments or apparels to some shop, and they said come and check after 15-20 days, and they sold everything in 10 days. And one of the senior person who was looking after the store sales comes and tell me, I think you should forget about designing. I said, what? You are selling my clothes in 10 days and you're asking me to. She says, no, I think you're not good. You should not. So these were the time when, I felt, but I think then at second moment, something would come when you create something, your clients would give you such a positive, this thing, at night at 12 o'clock, I received a call from, New York, one of my clients saying, loving it. So
That inspires
it's
you,
kind of
actually.
balanced.
That inspires you. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. That
So
inspires.
I think these things happen with everybody. It's just that you have to look the positive side about it, that, there are something good, and it
Being a
will. If you
positive
are good,
person, I
I
always
think.
saw Rashmi very energetic, just running around, managing things so positively. Such a positive woman you are. I know myself this thing. Okay,
I
there are a
believed
number
in
of
that. I
questions,
do.
Rashmi, which I want to ask
I
you to
know.
know more and more
But
about
it's
you. So just
I'm loving talking. I don't know. I'm feeling strange that I'm talking to you about myself.
I hope you are enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, I am, because I'm realizing. It's a rethink about myself, that
Yeah.
what it was. So.
Okay, Rashmi, was there any moment you felt extraordinarily proud of how far you have come along, or did you trudge along? Like, uh, have you ever faced this kind of a phase in your life?
I'll tell you one thing. I was doing all this. I knew that I can, and I'm good. I felt within myself, but I wanted to prove this to myself. When I say that I can be good in clothes, I can be good in jewelry, interior, and other textiles and all. So I wanted to prove it to myself, and that's when I got this dean, position at these two colleges, especially at Design and Innovation College in
You were
Noida.
associated with Satyam as well, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, initially, the first, of course, I was at Satyam, but I think Design and Innovation was a more challenging thing, because there I achieved more what I thought I can. So I think that was a I think that was the day when I felt, okay, now this is you have waited for it, and now you have to prove yourself that you can do it. And I think we did it. At that time, we just did it. I think I did it, which I feel I did it. At
Rashmi,
least for myself, I did it. To
Rashmi,
prove
may I
myself.
ask you something? Being a woman, have you ever faced any kind of a challenge in your industry? Because in India, we usually say that being a woman, you really have to encounter so many challenges. But have you ever faced any kind of a challenge? Like, have you ever felt that you are not getting the equivalent opportunities as compared to your male colleagues?
Uh, no, I don't think so. I don't think I ever faced that. बाकी देर challenges तो होते ही रहते हैं भाई,
Yeah,
ऐसी तो कोई बात ही नहीं है.
yeah, true.
But I was just content with myself, what I'm doing, and if there would be any, I would tell them logically, bhai, this is it. If you can do better job than me, please go ahead. And if you can't, then just be away. You can't say that you are the best. I don't think so. So the challenging part was not at my level, I think, because I was doing whatever I was doing, and probably, I was doing something different. And I was, one thing I was very sure when I started this design studio, that I'm not going to compete these designers who are the well-known designers in society, because I wanted my motive or mission of this design studio was to give best to the people who cannot afford those people.
Oh, your
So
agenda was very clear. Your agenda was very
very,
clear.
very clear that I don't want to compete with them. They are good, very good, but I have to be good and the best which I can give it to my clients. And I gave them. They were all very, very happy. I'm sure if I asked them, yeah, they did tell me that they were very, very happy about it. The challenge was only with my workers. I think that normally nowadays also, students or any design person who gets into this profession has a lot of challenge with the workers, because that of course is your own mentality also, own thought process also, what you think, that you think that you are the designer and they are the workers. I think I never had that also, because I learned one thing, that if you have to tell them what to do, you should know yourself, and then only you can command that, well, I know more than you and let's do it together. So there was nothing like this. We all did it together, and we would discuss it with my team. I would discuss it a lot, sit there for hours. And of course, there was nothing. And even with my clients, it was surprising. If some client would come to me, we would sit down for hours and hours and discuss their clothes, having a lot of cup of teas, and everybody would say, well, that's the fun. And I used to enjoy it.
Wow.
And after 2-3 visits, they would call me from the market and say, Rashmi, do you think red and blue would go? I said, well, okay, you have started talking my language. And says, of course, you grill us so much that we start thinking. So I never had that. I don't think I can pinpoint that. And if there were any, I think I had a support within my home to support that and fight it out. Anil was always there to solve those problems. So I don't think so. Yeah.
I always see you very compassionate. What is the secret behind it?
I think because
I always see you just always that compassion. I really
think the compassion
understand. Where does this compassion comes from? Where does this?
I think,
You always want to try new things, new style, everything new. And every time you follow the new concept. So I really need to understand. And I want to learn actually, I'm really looking forward to learn it from you. So what is that strategy behind it? What strategy you follow? I really look forward to follow you.
I think, I think that comes from my childhood, one thing, because I remember my best friend, whenever we used to go out, she used to speak for me. And I always thought that, no, I have to speak for myself. I have to do this. And for that, I used to work very hard, learn more things. And in that whole learning process, I learned so much. Nowadays also, if you ask me, I'm not a very, very, very Insta or anything savvy person. But now that there is this COVID and I'm traveling too much to and fro to Atlanta, so I thought, now what to do? I can't sit. I can't feel that it's all over. So now I have to learn how to do this social, whatever you call it as, digital
social media,
social media. And I said, now before I do it, I have to learn myself. I was relying on my daughter she's a great
You
inspiration.
should recall your tagline, Rashmi can do anything.
Actually, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Thank
Rashmi
you.
can do anything. Yeah, yeah. I would say
That's a
that's
good
your
one.
tagline.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I joined this course, which is an intra influencer course,
Uh-huh.
and I'm doing all that. And because it keeps you moving, yeah. Why not learn? At one point, you can say you're finished and say, "Okay, ठीक है यार, अपने लिए तो सीखो." And I'll be honest. Now, why it is there? Because kind of all my responsibilities are over. In the sense, initial it was survival also, and yeah, thankfully my son is doing very well. So and of course his wife, they pushed me, said, "Okay, mom, now do what you really wanted to do. All these years, fine, you were doing it what you wanted, but I think there are a lot of things which you wanted to do." Because I always used to say, I will paint when I retire. I always used to say that. So they pushed me and said, "Mom, do it now. Whatever you want to do it, this is the time to do it." So I just do now whatever I feel like doing. But I still feel that, all this is so much in my DNA that I don't want to leave it and give it to people whom, I can, whatever I've learned all these years, 60 years, 61 years, 40 years in my work. So I think
You want to serve
that's
society now. You want to serve society now?
yeah, why not? I've learned so much, and
Yeah.
I do. I love that. So that's why I'm learning this digital e-learning or whatever you call it as, so that I'm good at it. And without learning, I cannot do it because I have to be good at it.
I'm pretty sure you will learn it. I'm pretty sure.
Thank you. I will try to
As
do that.
Rashmi can do anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave that. Definitely. It's not a rocket science, I tell myself. It's not a rocket science. You can learn. You can learn. You can
Very
learn
true.
anything.
Very true.
Yeah. I can learn.
Rashmi, I always wanted to know about your colleagues. How, if I want to talk to one of your colleagues, how he's going to describe you, or how she's going to describe you as a person?
I've never asked. I think that's a question you have to ask them. I would love to hear what they will talk about me. I would love to hear.
I
because
think they will say, "Oh my God, one passionate lady."
I think that would be a reward for me if they say, and if they've learned something from me, I would really say that. I would say that. But definitely I mean, I know my students used to say that, so I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it's okay. I have done my job. I have done my best. Whatever one can take it, it's okay. They like it, you don't like it, they don't want to say it. I'm happy. I'm happy because I was very honest to my job and my giving. I never kept anything within myself that okay, I don't have to share this. I shared whatever I knew. So I don't know what tell me what they say. I would love to hear that.
The day I will get to know, I will definitely going to share it with you.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
That would be my reward.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I think your best thing is your family is your reward, if I would say.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Definitely.
So rather
Definitely,
they tell you something and they give you a reward. So I think your family is your biggest reward. So your husband,
that is why I think.
son, yeah.
That is why I think I'm not looking for any rewards. That's actually, I think, maybe. And you ask my children and they'll say, "Mom, oh God, you have to see an advertisement, you have to see where something is, and there you are to do something." And they push me, Soumya, I would say, "Nahi, Soumya, I don't want to do." He says, "No, Mom, you like it. Why don't you do it?" So I think
You're so fortunate to have such kind of a kids, Rashmi.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I always say, like if I put it, Samay is my food, because if I don't talk to him for more than about 10 days, I'm depressed. I mean, if somebody asks me, what is your depression? I'll say, that is my depression. I have to talk to him, say, after a week, 10 days. And Soumya is my heartbeat, because I love enjoying with her the way she, that's the second part of me. Partying and, with her friends, dancing. And she knows that I love dancing. So off and on, she would organize that with her friends.
So whenever you go
And
out with her friends, how do you feel? Whenever you go
I
out,
feel
whenever you get a chance to spend time with her friends, how do you feel?
Oh, it's such a wonderful time. I had spent my birthday with her friends when I was 60. That
Oh
was
my
my
gosh!
celebration. Yeah, I didn't go out with my own friends for partying. I went with her friends. And they were so nice, I tell you. It was such a wonderful evening. We danced and we drank and we, did all that pagalpan. And they were just so good, I tell you. Her friends are so good,
Wow.
because they're always there for you. And the best part about her friends is they will never make you feel awkward that you are grown up and you are old, and they would always welcome. And now also when they come home and they'll say, come auntie, sit with us now, come on, let's have fun. So that's, I tell you, कहते हैं ना, food for life is she. And well, Anil is a support. My
He's their support
second
system.
daughter, yeah, my second daughter is the encouragement. She always say, Mom,
What's her name?
because
What's
I
her name?
don't like
What's her
to.
name?
Oh, that's Priyanka.
Oh,
That's
Priyanka.
Priyanka.
Wow.
So I always tell things I can't kind
I
of.
should say she is very lucky. I have never seen a mother-in-law praising her daughter-in-law so much. So I should say
No, I
she is
think
very
I'm also
lucky.
lucky. I'm also lucky to have her. I'm also lucky. I think it's both ways. I'm also lucky to have her. She understands. I still remember she would tell me, Mom, it's been a week. Now you need that time with your son. So go out with him. Go watch a movie. Go out, have dinner. Yeah, she used to push
Don't
me.
tell me. I've never seen such kind
Yeah,
of a daughter-in-law in my life who's telling
yeah,
her
that's what
mother-in-law.
I'm saying. She was very encouraging. So that's the
Oh,
encouragement in my life. Support is my husband, and
beautiful.
smile is my granddaughter. So that's how my
I,
family is.
I, I
I wish
should,
everybody,
I
I
should say
just
you are
wish everybody
very fortunate. You are
yeah,
blessed with such a beautiful family.
yeah. I hope everybody has a family like this. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And of course, my sister, my brother, my friend, of course, they are there. All of them. All of them are there.
Rashmi, if someone wants to follow you or the same similar career path, what recommendation would you want to give?
I think uh, I will say a few words that if at all you choose to be in this line, I think you have to be very persistent, never give up, because the only thought which comes in nowadays children are that they'll say there are already so many people out there, so how will we be, how will we do in all that competition and all. And I said, well, it's not that competition was not at our times, but you have to find your niche. No, you have to find and learn and educate yourself that where you can do your best. Why give up? Maybe you are not good in clothes, maybe you are good in advertisement, maybe you are good in event management. It's okay, everything is creative. So just don't give up. Oh my God, there are so many people already there, and how would we do it and all. And of course, education is important, I would say. And whenever I used to talk to my students, I only used to say one sentence that, either you slog now or you slog throughout your life, because you can learn. I'm not saying you can't learn all this if you haven't studied and you are into the business, but you will take time to learn. So why not do it that before you get into this business? And if you are into this business, then look for more courses and more venues where you can upgrade yourself,
Upgrade yourself.
learn more,
upgrade
Yeah,
your
learn more.
credentials. Yeah.
Of course, I think you have to keep learning, and don't say, ke, I mean, for example, paper sculpture, that will not help you. I tell you, everything will help you. Everything will help you in creativity. So you have to just keep going and not give up and not say, oh, well, I can't do this and all, I can't do this. And I think there are no shortcuts. I think in this whole thing, there are no shortcuts, because design is a process, you know. Everybody feels design is a product, but no, design is just a process. If you are good in your process, you can do any design project, any design project. Because yeah, but learning process is what you learn from education, you know. What is the process and how? And if you know the process, like for example, you know, if you know the process, and if you are just an apparel designer and you are asked to design a bag, the only thing you have to learn is the manufacturing part of it, and then you can design a product. So you need to do it. That there are no shortcuts. You have to do it. You don't have to give up. Learn
Shortcut
more,
for it, for
learn
success.
this.
Yeah.
No, there is no shortcuts. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah.
Rashmi, one last thing which you want to do. Do you have any
One last.
retirement plans? One last thing which you want to do.
Oh,
If I
definitely, I want to learn dancing and I want to perform. And I'm thinking that I will learn dancing and I will do that one little dance on my daughter's wedding.
Which form of dance you are looking forward to learn?
Let me be very honest. I just love free dancing, freestyle dancing. But I don't mind a Bollywood, right? I'm not a very. I love dancing on Bollywood. I
You
mean,
are
you
inspiring me, Rashmi.
oh, I love dancing, and it's not me. All four of us. We are three sisters and one brother. All four of us, we love dancing. You know, we go to a party and the DJ starts and balls to everybody. We are all on the floor. So yeah. All throughout my life, I was looking for a partner to dance with, but my husband did not dance, and I'm still waiting for a partner to dance with. Let's see.
Oh,
I might
okay.
get some partner. I wouldn't mind dancing with my trainer, because that person will make me dance. If the trainer doesn't mind, I would love to dance, because you know, he would make me dance, and I would love that one dance. I want to do one long dance. I want to do, yeah.
That really sounds
And there
very
are so many
exciting.
things.
There's so
Yeah,
many things.
I know. There are so many things.
Rashmi,
That's
thank
it.
you very much. It
Ah,
was very nice talking to you. I thoroughly
my,
enjoyed
oh,
talking. I
hope
thoroughly
so.
enjoyed this conversation and knowing you better. And I really wish you good luck for your future and whatever you want in life, whatever you are looking forward to have in your life.
Thank you.
I,
Thank you
and I
so
really
much,
wish you get
Bharti.
a good dancer, you get a good trainer.
Yeah, I need those wishes.
Thank
But
you very
thank you
much,
so much,
Rashmi.
Bharti,
Yeah,
for
thank
for
you.
doing all
Thank
this
you.
for me. It was
Yeah,
really nice.
great.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye bye.